Y'all, I hate being an old crybaby internet ass bitch, but I gotta give y'all some tea. Listen, it's your responsibility to protect yourself. I said this before, but I really need people to understand that it's not nobody else's responsibility to enforce your boundaries. All right, let's go on a mental adventure. 22. All right, I'm sitting here thinking through what I'm going through, and I said to myself, I said, like, it's my responsibility to protect myself. I think of myself as a ancient artifact. Go with me, all right? And I don't know. So one of the things I like history and I like museums. But there are certain museums that you go to, certain artifacts, certain things that only a certain person can touch. And even when it's touched, it has to be, the person has to be prepped. It has to be in a certain room, and everybody can't be exposed to certain climates, airs, and temperatures. And it has to be picked up with a certain tool. That's extremely valuable. I'm sure it costs, like, those types of artifacts are priceless. That's me. I'm delicate like that. I'm valuable like that. That's how I look at myself. And I move around the world and the earth with that understand, knowing that everybody don't know that. Everybody don't know they got to put on kid gloves to handle me. Everybody don't know in order to touch me that they have to use a certain tool. Everybody don't know. So I make it aware. I enforce the boundaries. And when people are aware and they don't care, because do you know how many people don't give a fuck? They just want to touch the artifact. They like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to see it. A lot of people don't even mean no harm. They just curious. Like the bitch in Beauty and the Beast. They just want to see, and they don't. What do they say? Do you know what you could have done? Do you know what you could have done? That's how I be feeling when people be playing with me. Do you know what you could have done? That's why I don't let people close to me. That's why I got strong boundaries, because I'm delicate like that. I'm valuable like that. I'm magical like that. And in the hands of the wrong person, the wrong curious mind, and in the hands of the unaware, if I entrust that to somebody else, if something happened to me, it's not on me. It's not on them. It's on me. Because they didn't know. Who are they to know who my value is? And furthermore, who are they to even dictate? And that's the reality of the situation. Y'all don't understand that some people don't even understand value. And the reality is that y'all be trying to convince people of y'all value when they don't get it. When a motherfucker show you they don't know how to read and they not trying to learn how to read, y'all still be like, the cat in the hat. No, bitch, go your dumb ass on. I'm not here. I know my value. Trust me, that thing in the museum is not trying to convince nobody to come see it. It's not on the street marketing, yelling, come see it. It's people that heard about it and come from far and wide just to look at it. And while some people don't even find it valuable at all, don't even think about it, wouldn't know what it was worth, that they picked it up on the ground, walking down the street. So when I never put my value in men, because men fluctuate like my mood. And when I say men, I'm not talking about men, you dimwits. Let me hear my... But this all started with knowing your value and knowing your worth. If you think you ain't worth nothing, then you'll let anybody do anything to you. You'll let anybody around you. You'll let anybody pick you up and touch you. And that's why you falling. I tear my life to pieces. This is my last resort. That's why your life is in pieces. You know how hard it is to stay in the pristine shape that I'm in? That's because I'm in a glass box. What's the song? They want me in a pine box, not in a pine box, but I'm definitely in a glass box. That's my life, and you hoes watch one way or the other, bitch. Whether it's through the lens of this motherfucking phone that you looking at me through, computer window, or you might be lucky enough to get close enough to touch the hem of Jesus' child's garment, bitch. But I walk around like I'm a child of a king. All right, so I was watching, hold on. I was watching Real Housewives of Dubai. I think the young lady passed at this point, but she said she grew up with security her whole life. She says from she was a child, from the time that she was a child, she had security around her. She said because she was valuable. She said her parents were filthy rich. And because they were rich, that mean that the children were valuable and that made them a threat. And so therefore they had to have security with them. Does that make sense? You need to understand how valuable. I'm a child. I'm God's kid. I'm really truly a descendant of the boy. Do you know how valuable that is? Some people don't even say he's real. Say he ain't even real. But I'm a walking, living testimony of his presence here on earth. You can't tell me I'm not valuable. So I gotta walk a certain way, I gotta talk a certain way, I gotta be a certain way, I gotta live a certain way, because I need to make sure that I'm covered by him. Because I don't know, y'all heard their old adage when you was growing up. I know my mom and my daddy said a lot of times, when you live in my house, you live by my rules. That's how God feel. And if I want to stay under his covering, if I want to stay under his protection, I got to live and live under his house, under his rules, and have his protection. I got to do a certain thing. I got to live a certain way. I got to walk a certain way. I got to talk a certain way. I got to move when he say moving, how he say moving. But that's only because I know my value. That's only because I know who I am. That's only because I know I'm a child of a king. And much like that lady in the house, the Real Housewives of Dubai, got angels watching over me. I'm protected from every angle at all the time because God got to make sure, make way for Prince Ali. God got to make sure that I deliver the messages that he need me to deliver to the people that he need me to get them to so that they can do what God need them to do. And that's my life. That's my goal. That's my mission. And I know that. But what's yours? And is you protecting it? Do you understand how valuable you are? Hoes be mad at me because I know my value. Bitch, well, you can know your value too. You can walk around just like me.